happy wife, happy life. That's some bull. Okay? Happy wife, happy husband, happy life.
Well, thank you, baby.
If I'm happy and he's not happy, we will not have a happy life together.
It's Daddy's big baby.
Sorry. Nobody's out because there's no going to see.
Mommy's Daddy's big baby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to get up there?
What's he doing, big man?
Oh, I like you.
Mine. All right, move, kid. I gotta get down.
Oh, red, button juice, orange, his favorite color.
That's mine. That's
Come
my
here.
hat.
Come here.
It needs to go over clean.
When did you learn how to jump?
One
Jump.
is much better
You gotta get your foot. When did you learn how to jump? We'll get you somewhere soon.
Welcome to Let's Glow with Nini. I'm Nini. Let's get straight into this video.
Babe, can you fill up the car? I left it on empty.
Can you show me the goods?
Anything you want.
It's your turn. What is one thing that you learned in your marriage? Because we've been married for almost 8 years.
Biggest thing I've learned is selflessness. I have learned that when I took the importance off of me and giving you like my priority, giving the kids my priority, I actually learned a lot, not only about you guys, but myself as well. Because I learned how I can show up for the people around me in ways that I never knew that I could. It showed me, how creative I can be in how I can love. It expanded my love. And these are things that I never thought of were possible until becoming selfless. And now it's like, it's not a chore anymore. It's actually satisfying to, show up for you guys and, continue to come up with creative ways to love y'all. And in doing that, I'm showing myself love. Because y'all are pieces of me. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because you're talking like amazing. I like listening to you. It's therapeutic.
You gotta feature me on your podcast. Pay a retainer.
My cooch is a retainer.
It is. So let's retain.
Well, there are different types of married couples. There are the couples that secretly hate each other but stay together because of a sense of duty or stigma or whatever. And then there are couples that have been together for decades and everybody feels the love. And I want to talk about the latter. One thing I noticed about that group, they are genuinely friends. Like, they share hobbies together, they gossip together, they talk about things, they do things. Like, I've written about this before online, about the importance of being friends with your partner. But one thing about these couples, they genuinely like each other as people, which makes them friends. Another thing I noticed is that even though they're friends, they are way more than comfortable with doing things apart. Like in a very, very healthy way. Not in a, I need to get away from them kind of way, but in a, I need to spend time with my other friends kind of way. Like the woman will go on holidays with their girls. The men will have things he does with his boys. Like they have lives outside of their relationship, very healthy lives, and they often involve each other in their personal lives as well. Like they have a lot of mutual friends too. I noticed that. And one thing I can't deny is that there is attraction. Like, have you ever met a couple? They've been together for like 20, 30 years, but you can still see they can't keep their hands off each other. Like, they're still PDA. They're affectionate. You see them kissing, you see them dancing, you see them hugging. Like, I love that. And I noticed that in the couples that are married and enjoying their marriage versus the couples that are married and secretly detesting one another. They also, because they like each other as people, they also do a lot together. Like they're the couples that go on vacations together, that go on cruises together, that go golfing together, that go to art classes together. Like they involve one another in their like independent hobbies and they have mutual hobbies together. Another thing I noticed about these couples is that they are the couples that talk. They're not the couples that brush things under the carpet. They're not the couples that live with secret resentment for each other. They air their grievances out. Like, they will have open, honest, transparent communication. They're the couples that will embark in counseling or therapy if things are a bit rocky. They're the couples that talk to their kids and actually have like open communication with their children. Like, communication is a very, very key part of their relationship. There's also a sense of pride there, and I gather that pride comes from respect, because when respect is done in a relationship, yeah, you might as well call it quits, because you're not proud of your person anymore, you're not proud of the relationship anymore. But I guess because they trust each other, they share mutual values, and those values are respected, they respect each other, which makes them proud of one another. These are the husbands that be shouting up and down, this is my wife, look at my wife, I love my wife. Like, they love each other out loud. And you see the wives, oh, my husband, my man. Like, anyway, I was just thinking about it the other day, because when I thought about the relationships I know that have lasted the test of time and that are happy, those are a few things that string them together. And yeah, I aspire.
I bet a lot of y'all think I'm doing this for her. But I'm not. I'm actually doing this for me. Let me explain. So right now, she's upstairs getting her son ready for bed. And that may take a while. So while she's doing that upstairs, I'm gonna go ahead and take care of downstairs. I'm gonna start by putting these leftovers in a container. Then I'm gonna take care of those dishes. After that, I'm gonna take out the trash. And I'll straighten up downstairs and I'll be done. The crazy part about dishes is most of them are already in the dishwasher. So the only thing I'm really left with is a couple pots. And my girl, she'll never take out the trash. This is a no-brainer for me. But I guess the question still remains, how am I doing all this stuff for me? And see, it's actually quite simple. If my wife had to come downstairs, clean the dishes, clean the kitchen, and then straighten up the living room, she'll be up all night. She'll also be tired, moody, and probably wouldn't have any time or energy left for your boy. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes hanging out and chilling with my wife after a long, stressful day, that's the best feeling in the world. So when she comes downstairs and she sees the whole house clean, she might think it's for her, but it's probably one of the most selfish things I can actually do. Because I'm just making sure all that extra time and good energy is spent with me.
If you have been happily married for more than 5 years, please step to the front of the classroom. It dawned on me that I don't hear from enough married women. And maybe that is the key to your happiness, is that we don't hear from you because you're somewhere being happy. But sister, we want to know, what's the key? Seriously, how did you all start off your relationships? Like, I really want to hear from married women who are in happy relationships, healthy relationships. Like, what has been the key to you staying happy? Because as a grown-up woman myself, I know that it's not all about the man. It is absolutely not all about the man. It is more so about yourself. And as a single girlie, I want to know, what are y'all doing to keep yourselves happy and keeping your marriages happy and keeping your marriages whole? Because I don't want to hear from no more microphone munchkins. I really don't. If you have not been married for an extended period of time and you're not in a happy, whole, healthy relationship, bi-directional relationship with your partner, please don't talk no more. Please put the microphone down. Please give us the real tea and not the Instagram tea. We want to know really what's up, okay? What do we need to be doing better? Thank you.
On social media, y'all see a lot of bad marriages, but let me tell y'all, there are some outstanding ones too. When you have found your partner in life, it is a beautiful experience to share and a beautiful experience to have. Let me share something with y'all real quick. This past week has been one of the most trying weeks that I have ever had to experience. My level of hurt, anger, stress, frustration, anxiety was so high that I didn't even know how I was going to make it. And you know what I will say is, my husband observed me. He observed me. He noticed my stress at a peak and he acted accordingly. He paid attention to everything and he paid attention to what was needed. He didn't ask. He took care of everything with a sense of urgency. And through that process of loving me urgently, baby ended up hurting his back. And you know what I did? I loved him urgently. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Baby, I flew to the store to get him some Epsom salt. I ran his bath water. I put that Epsom salt up in that good old hot bath water. I made him soak up in. I let him soak for about 20 minutes. I got his clothes out, his socks, all of that, his lotion. Baby, I bathed My husband, yes, surely did. And I enjoyed it while I was doing it. Bathed my baby, got him up, lotioned him down, helped him put on his clothes, and made sure that he was relaxed and made sure that he had his muscle relaxers. And I did it joyfully. Just as when he had to take care of what needed to be taken care of without me asking, he did it urgently, but he did it joyfully because I'm his wife. And he knew that he had to take care of me just as I knew that I had to take care of him without asking. I love being a wife. I love being loved by my husband. And I love loving my husband. But overall, because I'm a God-fearing woman, I love loving God. See, I have an urgency in my obedience, my love, my respect, my honor to God who called me and my husband together. And through that, you can see it through the urgency in my marriage and how I honor my husband in my marriage. The same for my husband. See, that's a partnership. My husband observed me. He watched me. He paid attention to my mood changes. He paid attention to physically how stressed out I was. He paid attention to my withdrawal. And he knew that he had to do something so he can bring me back too, for not just the sake of him, for my household, for my children. And when my husband was down, guess what? I did the same thing urgently because I studied my husband. I observed. I paid attention to the differences in him and the way his body was showing up and how he was caving in because he was in that much pain. That's partnership. When your foundation is God, baby, I ain't gonna take it too deep, but when your foundation is God and when you have a mutual level of understanding, love, respect, and honor for your significant other, for your spouse, baby, the marriage is worth having. You have to find that person and take that person to God and make sure God called for you two to be together. But marriages are absolutely beautiful. Don't let nobody fool y'all. Well, some, when you're married to the right person. But y'all get it.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Damn!
What?
My wife found in hell.
Aw,
Okay,
thank
man.
you. You're so silly. Let's go.
Hey, my wife don't touch no doorknob, man.
Okay, you right. You treat me so good. You treat me so good. Thank you. Aw. All safe. Yes, I'm good. Thank you. All right. I'm ready.
Time, bro.
What? I had to change my dress.
But what? You could have took all that time.
Why you say it like that? Well, shoot.
40 minutes, you still coming. I'm coming. Never on time.
You the one that took all the time in the bathroom. I couldn't get in there and get dressed. God dang. Open the door. Open the door. Really? God dang, nigga.
Out there that do have a good sex life with your husband, will you tell?
He doesn't play video games. He cooks dinner, does dishes, does bedtime, does bath time, cleans the kitchen, cleans the house, vacuums, mops, dusts. Doesn't babysit his kids. He just does parenting. Listens, validates my feelings and emotions. Never makes me feel bad if I'm not in the mood. Never tries to coerce me. He reads books, lots of books. He's got a phenomenal library collection. Dresses well. He knows that foreplay doesn't start 10 minutes beforehand, but rather at the beginning of the day. He values my contribution to our family. He plans surprise trips, date nights, outfits, birthday parties. When we'd been dating for 2 months, he surprised me with a trip to Florida for my college graduation. For our anniversary, he surprised me with a trip downtown. He bought my entire outfit, heels, dress, shoes, eyelashes, handbag, hotel room, car service. Got me my first pair of Louboutins because I got a new job. So yeah, I'd say it's pretty good.
Here's the thing, okay? I did not marry a man that will serenade me with his words. He is not verbally overly romantic, if you know what I mean. He's just a doer. And it literally just clicked to me because I am somebody, I want all the words, communicate every last thing to me. But throughout our relationship, this wasn't one of those type of men that's like, oh my gosh, let me make you my wife. Let's have all these kids and buy this big house and blah, 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 blah. No, he just made me his wife. Like he doesn't say it. He just does it. You get what I'm saying? Like he never promised this home. He never promised this life. He just built me a house. Not physically built me a house that was being built, but that's besides the point, okay? Like he never promised those things. He never said, I'm going to support you in all your endeavors. He just did it. Like, especially when it comes to work, this man, the way he holds me accountable to my pipeline and the things that he does to make sure that I can achieve the goals that I'm trying to achieve. Like, even when it comes down to this, like, content creation, he never said that he was going to support me in all this. He just bought me a camera. Like, this man just does the thing. He never says what he's going to do. He just sees where there's a need and then he fulfills it. And when I tell you, like, the blessing in that is, especially because I thought I was somebody, I need you to give me that verbal reassurance. I need you to say this, that, or the third. You know what I mean? Like, that was my mindset, but it used to irk me because that's not the person that he is. He is like literally the epitome, like, don't talk about it, be about it. And I am so grateful for that, especially when I've had a lifetime of people saying things that they were gonna do but never did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, God was like, you know what, let me give you something a little different. And when I tell you God is good, Lord, I love this man. Like, God knew what he was doing. My father showed up and showed out with this one. Even this morning, like, for example, I had been stressed out this week, okay? I've been trying to get things done when it comes to work, build up my pipeline, reach the goals that I have set for myself. And because of that, there are certain things that I said I was going to get done that I did not get done around this house, all right? Because we have certain tasks and things that we've delegated between ourselves. He took care of his part. I didn't take care of mine. But you know what? I woke up to this man. He wakes up at like 6 a.m. in the morning and he leaves at like 7:15. Around 7:15, I hear this man clicking and clacking around in his kitchen. You know what he is doing? He is washing dishes, doing laundry, folding laundry that I was supposed to fold, starting a new load. Like, he cleaned this kitchen up spick and span before he went to work this morning. All because he realized I've been stressed out throughout the week. So instead of getting mad at me and having, that I didn't do what I said I was going to do, he realized that she got a lot going on and she's trying to make some things happen. So he just does it. Like, he never says, let me take the weight off your shoulders. He just takes it off. I love this man. I know I be beefing with him all the time because, he sometimes. But God, do I love this man.
I'm not married. I'm happily married. And there's a major difference. Let me repeat this. I am not married. I'm happily married, which means that even on the days that I'm not super happy with my situation, I wouldn't trade her flaws or her shortcomings or anything that I dislike for anything else in the world. I am happily married. I'm not just married, which means that 95% of my days are good ones. 95% of my days I roll over and I'm appreciative and I'm motivated and I'm inspired, and I wouldn't trade mine in for anybody else in the world. I'm happily married, which means that I don't care what the next chick looks like, what she has going on, what she could probably do or what she can't do. I could not care less because nobody in this world can compare to mine. I am happily married. Every chance that I get to do something special for mine, I am going to go out of my way. I am not married. I am happily married, which means that this is a never-ending thing. That means that I am going to do and adjust any way and anyhow that is necessary in order for my marriage to work. I am not married. I'm happily married, which means that I don't care about anything that happened before me. Anybody that I was in a relationship with, anybody that I slept with, anybody that I dealt with, they don't even exist anymore because I'm happy.
Here are a few things I've learned as a 25-year-old approaching her second year of marriage. First, y'all already know, keep people out y'all business. If they can't help, they don't need to know. Second, as a woman, I should spend just as much time, if not more, than I spend trying to figure out how I want my husband to cater to me, figuring out how I can cater to him. Especially if you got you a good man like mine, they deserve to be romanced, surprised, all the things that we love, they deserve it as well. He's a good man, Savannah. So cater to your man. Which brings me to my third point. Focus on out-loving one another. I've noticed when I get on the internet and talk about the things that I try to make sure I do for my husband, there's always somebody like, but does he do that for you? If you married the right person, they're going to make sure that they outlove you and match your energy every single time. So spend more time focusing on how you can outlove your spouse and love them to the best of your abilities than you spend figuring out and focusing on what they doing and not doing. Makes a huge difference and it can really change things. Fourth, and I cannot stress it enough, get you some married friends. Period. Next is going to be accepting that your love language may not be your spouse's love language and making an extremely conscious effort to practice loving them in their love language. And last, never, ever, 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 ever compare your relationship to anybody else's. And moreover, never pressure your spouse to live up to the expectations of what you see somebody else's spouse doing. I cannot stress it enough. In marriage, comparison is truly the thief of joy. I am definitely still mastering these things, but those are just a few things I've learned over the past couple years. Let me know if y'all want a part 2, because I'm really in this thing, young and married and turned. Kinda. Anyway, thank you for watching.
My husband and I just celebrated 14 whole years of marriage. And if I could give you 3 pieces of advice from a happily married woman on what it took for me to get here and for this to be our story, here it is. My first piece of advice is for you to acknowledge that love and commitment and monogamy and marriage is really what you want. Because oftentimes, as strong and successful women, we feel ashamed, we feel afraid, and we feel like we're going to be ostracized if we say, I want a man. Because you've been taught that being strong means that you cannot be loved, that being strong means that you have to be alone, and that being strong equates to not being able to have healthy relationships. But that doesn't have to be true for you. It definitely ain't true for me, because I am strong and strong and strong and still loved in my strength by my husband. So acknowledge that it's what you want and stop being afraid to say it out loud. My second piece of advice would be for you to give yourself permission to actually have it and receive it when it comes. Because what can happen is that you will acknowledge that you want it, and then when it shows up, you'll self-sabotage, you'll push it away, you'll talk yourself out of it. And you'll make up excuses around why you can't have it now. Well, I need to lose weight first, or when my credit is right, or when I have the time, when none of those things are a hindrance if you actually want it, because you will make the time, you will do the work, you will create the space for the thing that you really want. But the problem is you're afraid. You don't believe that you're actually worthy of having it, and so you don't think that it will come and it will stay. But trust yourself and trust love, because it wants to come and live with you. And then my third piece of advice, which is really a big one, so I want you to lean in and listen closely. When you're in that relationship and you start to feel challenged and you feel resistance and you want to run, don't. Instead, be vulnerable with your partner. Tell him about the fears that you are feeling. Let him know that you are being challenged by the relationship dynamic. It's okay to say, I've never been loved in this way, and I don't really know how to show up. This is hard for me because this is my first time being in a healthy relationship. It is okay for you to say that, and the right partner will understand. If you find that your partner wants to use that against you or ostracizes you for it, that's not the right man for you to be with anyway, and it's a signal that you need to leave. So just to recap, 3 pieces of advice that I would give you as a happily married woman who just celebrated 14 years of marriage with her husband, and as a life and relationship coach who has helped other successful women get into relationships and marriages, is this. Acknowledge the love that you want. Give yourself permission to have it and receive it. Be vulnerable when it gets tough so that you can keep it and maintain it. If you want to learn more and you'd like to be coached by me, go ahead and click the link in my bio so that you can join my 7-day Dating for Love bootcamp that starts on Monday, August 12th. We are going to dive in deeper to all of these principles. You're going to get the coaching, the community, and the guidance that you need, and you will leave with a personal, a custom, and a strategic dating plan that leads to love and commitment. Tap the link in my bio and join us. I'll see you when we get started.
Years of being a professional relationship coach, I can tell you the one common thread I have found is that the men, pay attention here, the men with the happiest marriages or relationships are the ones who are not afraid of hard. I'm not making a joke here. They are not afraid of challenge. Okay? It is hard to get over yourself and your ego and learn how to empathize and love without condition. It is hard to let go of who you thought that you were and your attachments and your beliefs about yourself and love and relationships. It is hard to swallow your pride. It's hard to be the first one to apologize, to lead, to become more and expand your capacity as a man to learn how to love deeper and be more grounded and less reactive in the face of a tidal wave of challenge known as life. But those are the men who are strong. And strong men attract and inspire feminine women. These are the women who will happily make their man a sandwich with a beer, with a tiny little umbrella. These are the women who not only love, but they respect their husbands. And by respect, I mean their husband will tell them, hey, I need you to go do this. They don't think about it. These are the women who will happily ask their husband for something, and their husband will say no. And she will give him the benefit of the doubt because she trusts in his reasoning. I know that's going to trigger a lot of you, and y'all are going to come at me in the comments. Rah, 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 rah. God bless you. These are the women who surrender their need for control that was that they were conditioned with from having all of the men in their lives constantly let them down, from dad to brother to ex, all of it. These are the women who admire their husbands. There's no threat of infidelity because he is her whole world. And not in a codependent, toxic, unhealthy way, but I mean she really does only have eyes for him because she associates him with the ultimate safety. The kind of safety that masculinity can truly provide to a woman that he is devoted to. She is his, and he is hers. It's the men who are not afraid of doing the hard shit required to be the masculine one in relationship.